We're here with Joe Girardi, manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. Joe, you're a lifelong old school baseball man. Are you in favor of being a catcher? Are you in favor of that calling with that the new system?
I am actually. I think it will speed up the game. I think it's a lot less to worry about people trying to steal your signs. I think it allows the pitcher to think about what he wants to do, in a sense, before he gets on the mound. So I actually really do like it because we pay a lot of attention to someone on second has got your signs, and I don't have to worry about it as much, and neither do our players.
That's strange because one time at that Safe at Home dinner at the gala with Joe Torre, I asked you one time, do you like to control the game and call the pitches? And I always thought that
Well, you still do control the game because all you're doing is instead of giving a sign, you're pushing a button that tells the pitcher what pitch you want. They're still allowed to shake, but you still do control the game, but you can't really decode it.
Now, as a manager, do you think that we're implementing too much information on these ball players and not letting them do exactly what they're trained to do, which is just play ball, hit the ball, catch the ball, and run?
Well, I think some players you can give too much information, some players you can't give enough. I think it depends on the player, right? Some players you can trust that their instincts and their memories will put them where they're supposed to be all the time. Some you can't, so I think that it's kind of the way the game has went. And kids today aren't being allowed to use their instincts and maybe be trained that way. So, yeah, at times we have to give them more. But, I mean, to me, what's the difference if a guy looks at a card or as a coach you go, move over a little bit, right? What's the difference, right? So let's just try to speed up the game where you don't have to yell to get their attention. And I don't mind that either.
Wow. I always thought that you were more hands-on.
Well, I still think it is hands-on because the coaches basically look at everything, and your analytical department looks at everything where you're supposed to play, and instead of having a towel, waving a towel to get the guy's attention, they just look at the card. So to me, it's still taking information, it's just being processed different. It's not being passed from the coach to the player. The player has the ability to look for himself, and I actually think that speeds up the game.
Now, lastly, you played and you've managed in the two toughest towns, and why do you think that there's some guys that can perform at a high level, and then there's just some guys that just will break down and can't perform? You think it's more mental, or just what do you think it could be?
Well, I think it can be mental. I think sometimes players try to do too much when they go to cities like Philadelphia and New York, and they try to validate contracts. And I always tell a player, when we sign you, we just want you to be the guy you were, right? You don't need to do more and validate your contract. And there's a lot of passion, and the fan bases expect winning on the East Coast. East Coast baseball is different than the Midwest and the West. Now, all teams expect to win, but it's just different. And I think it takes a special player to play in these type of environments.
You like the pressure of knowing that, hey, listen, you got to win, and that the pressure of just, hey, you expected to win?
Well, here's the thing. The players come to the ballpark, and the coaches and the manager come to the ballpark every day and say, we got to win. So what's the difference, right? I mean, I think that's how you have to look at it. No one expects more from themselves than the individual. So what does it matter what the fans expect? You expect a lot from yourself, so just take care of it.
Hey, listen, thanks a lot for your time and courtesy. Good luck, brother.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it.